My friends, thank you so very much for watching this video. We are winning the war to save pop culture from the cultural vandals that assail it, but we need your help. Please subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell, and from time to time check to make sure you haven't been unsubscribed by YouTube without your knowledge. It happens to random subscribers every day. I also started listing links to all my videos and live streams for free over at patreon.com/doomcock, and you do not have to be a member to view them. They're visible to the public for free. Thanks also to all of you who liked our videos and sent us a tip by clicking the super thanks button, and as always I promise to answer each and every super thanks I receive. Thanks for watching everyone, and now on to the video. Greetings, my friends. I am Dicta Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, broadcasting from my hidden base at the center of the Earth, and I'm here today to discuss some recent rumors my Hollywood spies received about Mandalorian Season 4 and about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. As I previously reported, Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be a bait and switch. Bo Katan is replacing Mando as the titular Mandalorian, accent on the titular in this case, haha. But now, thanks to several key sources, we have some alleged details about the nature of the bait and switch, how it's rumored to be set up, and where it will supposedly lead. Right up front, I want to stress that these are simply rumors, and my Hollywood spies and I are watchful for disinformation gumming up the works, so when I say take all of this with a grain of salt, I'm not kidding around. I truly mean it. But as you will see in this particular Mandalorian update, my spies have reasons to believe that these particular sources are on the level, and what they're reporting does seem plausible to me, and so I've decided to share what I've been told with you.
Personally, I think the Star Wars franchise is as dead as I am. I have zero interest in anything about it moving forward. Disney has razed the Lucasfilm crop to the ground. Woke locusts have stripped it bare. And now Kennedy has salted the earth extensively to make certain that nothing good ever grows there again. And yet, Skull of Calderon, this is a Jon Favreau-led movie set in the only corner of the Disney Star Wars universe that doesn't make fans want to blow chunks or fall asleep watching it. So hey, I'm kind of interested to at least hear what the hell they're thinking of.
Well, Harvey Cthulhu, first things first. Let's address a few other rumors from other sources before I get into these particular rumors to illustrate the fog of war around this project. To start with, a source of mine told me that it appears that Favreau has had control of his Mando and Grogu movie stripped away by Dave Filoni. This is just a mention that I heard. I don't necessarily believe it. I'm not reporting it, but I just wanted to share that with you just in case. Now, secondly, there's a rumor going around that Mandalorian Season 4 has been canceled. I always felt that this was a no-duh kind of thing to say, since it would seem obvious that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie would scramble using Season 4 content to accelerate its production schedule. I know some other YouTube channels have been saying it's canceled, and articles online have also been talking about this. For example, Pajiba.com published an article titled, "The Mandalorian Season 4 is probably not happening," and in that article they write, quote, "When Lucasfilm randomly announced that The Mandalorian and Grogu has been added to its film slate and will start filming this year, the big question was whether the movie would replace The Mandalorian Season 4. To put it generously, Season 3 was a honking turd." Well, on that point we are agreed, certainly. Disney Plus had a golden goose on its hands, and like it's done with Marvel, it strangled it to death by stretching the little bugger way too thin. The downhill trajectory started with the Book of Boba Fett, and it hasn't recovered since. Anyway, Brendan Wayne, the actor who spends the most time inside Mando's suit, has essentially confirmed that yes, the movie is replacing Season 4. As far as he knows, the show has stopped, and the emphasis is on getting The Mandalorian and Grogu in theaters, which fits with the overall strategy change at Disney, unquote.
Well, shit, that makes a lot of sense to me, dude.
It makes a lot of sense to me as well, Harvey, and that's what I've been assuming ever since the Mando and Grogu movie was announced. But you know what they say, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So please know that I was as surprised as you guys probably are to receive the following update from my Hollywood spies, who apparently have seen evidence that what I'm about to tell you is true. However, at this point, it goes against my previous assumptions, and so I'm just throwing up my hands. I'm going to tell you what they told me, and you can decide for yourselves. And of course, time will tell. At this point, I must state that what I'm about to share with you is information provided to my Hollywood spies by sources claiming knowledge of the situation. But since I cannot personally confirm any of this, I am presenting it as unverified rumor, and I ask you to please take it with a grain of salt. However, I also add the caveat that if this is true, then it contains very serious spoilers, so just letting you know that. Here's what my sources told my Hollywood spies, which they relayed to me. Quote, to start, there will be a Mando Season 4. This news should be out soon. Season 4 will set up the movie that is set to start shooting in June or July. Season 4 will set up that Mandalorian and Baby Yoda have been working for the New Republic for a few years, bringing in ex-Empire bad guys. Mando will have a badge and be called Marshal. And meanwhile, we will also see Katie is going around gathering up the Mandalorians, and there will be plenty coming to Mandalore on their own. We have a good deal more than this on Season 4, but we want to verify this if we can. Now, about the movie. As we understand it, this movie will set up the THRAWN movie. Moving forward, Mando will be Pedro because as far as we know, Disney still wants him to voice the Mandalorian, unquote.
I thought that Pedro Pascal was done with Mando. Isn't that what you heard, that he wasn't going to voice him anymore?
He is Harvey Cthulhu, as you will see in a minute. But it turns out he's going to have a last hurrah, a final lap around the relay track before he hands the baton off to Bo Katan, who will then be the lead in that branch of the franchise moving forward if these rumors are accurate. My spies have the details about this, which I will reveal in a minute, but if these rumors are true, then these are some pretty hefty spoilers, as I said, so just be advised about that, my friends. Now, bear in mind that this is why I'm very clear that these are rumors, because in a sense, this is information warfare we're engaging in here, folks. And in information warfare, you must expect to get counterattacks in the form of disinformation to muddy the water, confuse your enemy, and conceal the truth. It is beyond my resources to be able to perfectly filter out disinformation. I think my spies do an excellent job of that, but they are currently flooded with information, and sorting it out takes time. In this update, they talked about having more information but wanting to verify it. So sometimes we do get contradictory information, and times like that, I simply report it, point out the contradictions, and let you and the audience decide what's real and what's not for yourselves. But now, let's get to the juicy allegations regarding the overall Mando plot and where it's supposedly headed according to these sources. Quote, the first 2 acts of the movie will be a mix of Mando and Bo Katan trying to unite the Mandalorians. The bait and switch will happen in the 3rd act, this source claims. Mando will not only die protecting Baby Yoda, but Mandalore as well. His death will be what unites the Mandalorians and will end with a shot of the THRAWN arsenal focusing on one ship with Admiral THRAWN on board, which will lead into the Mandalorian War, unquote. And then my spies added a personal note, quote, we had to leave some stuff out. We are trying to protect our sources the best we can. They went above and beyond to bring us this, including pictures and other things to verify that they are not making this stuff up and are as truthful as they can be, unquote.
So in this case, your spies have seen photographic evidence that this stuff is true?
Apparently so, Harvey Cthulhu. But my spies have thus far not provided me with these pictures, possibly because the sources showed them the pics but did not provide copies in order to protect themselves. And of course, photos can be faked. Bear that in mind as well. Regardless, this is what I was told, my friends. Is it true? Well, it certainly rings true to me. The details seem authentic, but I remain neutral on this one. What say you folks? I look forward to reading your thoughts in the video comments. From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry. Ha 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 ha.